Hi y'all, it's Susie. Welcome to my craft room. Okay, today we are going to start working on the cover for our little manly journal here. I have not done any more in here than what I have already shown y'all, as I promised that I wouldn't. But some of these things I probably will do off camera just so y'all don't have to, watch me just, painstakingly go through and embellish all these pages. Because I, make them your own, just however that you want to embellish your pages. I got a paper clip stuck in here. I don't know how I did that. Okay, so anyway, what I've done is I measured my book, and it was about 5.5 inches this way. So I think I made my cover 6, if I'm not mistaken. I did, well, right at 6. So this is a piece of chipboard from, packaging. And I made it 6 inches. And then I measured this way. And it came out to about 8, not quite and a half. And I measured this, I think, at about 8 3/4. I did. And so this will cover up my book. And I did 2 of them, one for the front and one for the back. Now this piece is a little bit thinner than this, and that's okay because we're going to be adding our faux leather cover to it, on the inside and out. Now, you may want to use something different on the inside than you do on the out, but I want it to look like a leather cover on the inside and out. So, all right, I'm probably not going to do, all of the paper on camera, but I do want to show you the technique that we're going to be using. Get a paper bag, an old paper bag, or you can get brown craft paper. I recommend that you go with a little thicker paper than just, the real thin craft paper. Again, it's not going to matter a whole lot because we will be putting it on some chipboard. But I'm using this bag, and I'm going to carefully kind of take this bag apart because this is big enough to cover. Each side of this bag is going to be big enough to cover this. And then I want to use the pieces that are left over to make some, like leather strips, embellishments, things like that. All right, so I'm just kind of taking this bag apart. And if, you have the rolls of brown craft paper, then you don't have to go through all of these steps. You just, use your paper. And again, I'm just being careful because I do want to use as much of it as I can for embellishments. And I'm going to end up cutting this down the side. And I'm going to take these handles off, but I'm going to go ahead and cut this first. If I can grab a pair of scissors. Or maybe I could just tear that apart where it's glued together on the side. Let's see. No, I can't because that thing is on top. Well, maybe if I take that off first. Take these handles off. And of course, I'm going to save these handles to use in another project. I could use them. Uh-oh. Let's see if that's still going to be big enough. Yeah, that'll still be big enough. Okay. And I could use this, say, as handles for this journal, but I don't know how manly that would be. I mean, I guess men use, like briefcases and things like that, so I could. But anyway, I want to take these off carefully as I can so I don't tear my paper any more than I have to. And this is a gift bag, and I chose this one because it is a little bit thicker. Now, when you're making these faux leather, you can use cardstock, but it's really hard to get it to scrunch up, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. All right, so I'm going to cut this apart. Okay. And I think just for size purposes, I'm going to go ahead and cut this down again. And I'm just kind of, just kind of following the line. I mean, I'm not even trying to get it really even because we'll be cutting this down for sure. Okay, so you want to have your piece big enough that it's going to cover this. But since I want to make some extra pieces for it, I'm going to go ahead and just leave my paper like this and then cut it later. Now this is double thick, so I'm going to cut this off. This side doesn't have it because this is where the bag was actually glued together. I could try to pull that apart, but it's just going to make the paper really thin. And I don't want this double thickness right here. I mean, I could use this later on as a faux leather piece, and I probably will, but I do want to save these handles, and we may or may not use them. We'll just see. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I want to move that out the way, is we are going to spray our paper bag with some water. Some people say put glycerin in there to help your paper fibers release. You want it pretty wet, but not soaking wet, because what you want to do, what the water is going to do, is cause the fibers to be able to stretch and release. So I'm just going to kind of wet this a little bit. Like I said, I don't want it where I can, wring the water out. I just want it to be wet enough for the paper fibers to give some. And I'm going to, kind of gently wet the back as well. Okay, so I think, I have that kind of wet enough, but not sopping wet. Now, here's the reason we want to wet it, is now that it's kind of wet, it's going to allow those fibers to release, hopefully without tearing our paper. If we do have little tears, it's not the end of the world. And this little light piece, no problem, because, leather has that look, and we're going to cover it anyway. So now I want to scrunch this up. And I want to scrunch it up good and tight, squeezing it and scrunching, squeezing and scrunching. And then I want to gently open it up to see how my scrunchies look. And that looks actually really good. I like that. Okay. So, I don't think I need to re-scrunch that. I think it looks really good. So I'm going to leave that alone and let it dry. So this is complete until it dries. Now you can use your blow dryer or heat tool or whatever you have to dry that with if you want to. I have not found that the glycerin is necessary if you, put the right amount of water on there. Like I said, they say the glycerin helps the fibers, but the water just works wonderful for me. I've never needed the glycerin in there. I do have some glycerin, but, I never have used it. I mean, you can certainly try it if you want to. I just have found that if I, kind of wet my paper, let it soak in a little bit, and, I don't really want puddles. Like, I just want it, I want it wet enough, but I don't want it, like I said, where I can wring it out. Okay, that looks pretty good to me, so I'm going to turn it over and check the other side. And, you can see the light spots where it's not really wet, and those are the ones I'm going to really spray now. Okay. Hope I didn't get that too wet. Okay. And you don't want to mess with it too much because you'll rub a hole in your paper, while it's this wet. But now your fibers are ready to bend and all that. So now I'm just going to scrunch this up really, really tight. And like I said, I don't want to be able to wring water out of it, so I just want it wet, but I don't want it soaking wet. I'm going to open this up and see how that looks. I think that looks fine. I don't think I need to do any more to that. So I'm going to let this dry. All right, I've got this little piece. This is that double thick piece. Maybe I'll glue that down first. I think I will. I think I'll glue that down first. So I may have to let this dry until tomorrow before I wet it, because we do want this glue to be good and dry. And you can use any craft glue, it, you know, no particular special kind, just, you know, I mean, it's paper, so, you know, any glue is going to work. I just want to make sure I've got that glued down really good. All right, and I could take my heat tool to this or hairdryer or whatever and make sure that that's dry, and then go ahead and wet it and scrunch it up. But y'all get the idea of the scrunching up kind of thing. So this is really what we're accomplishing today, is getting our cover ready for tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to glue it down to our pieces. So go ahead and cut your covers, and when we cut our faux leather pieces, they're actually going to be bigger than, well, the front pieces are going to be bigger than the back pieces, because the back pieces will cover the front pieces will fold in, and the inside pieces will cover where we folded those edges in. So I'll show you that tomorrow. So now the bag that I used is only going to be big enough to cover the front and the back of the journal, but not the inside covers. So off camera, I'm going to go ahead and grab another piece of brown craft paper, whether it's a bag or paper or what. I have a roll of it that's a thicker roll, and so I may just go ahead and use that just for, you know, simplicity purposes. But I wanted to show you that you can use a brown paper bag. You know, this is kind of where we are on that. Now, just to kind of review, since it's been, you know, over a week since I've done a video, where we're, you know, at on this, as I have started to embellish the pages. I have realized that I don't have very many pockets and tucks in here. I do have some, and you know, I don't know if I'm going to add more pockets or not. I may put one of those the accordion file folders inside the front of the back cover. I'm just not sure yet. I'm really liking how this is, and that it's got plenty of journaling space and journaling papers in it. So I may just keep going, you know, the way that I am, and not add a whole bunch more envelopes and pockets. You know, because, you know, we have quite a few, you know, that have things in them. So I don't want to give up the journaling space. But, you know, like this page is blank. I may, you know, stamp something on here. I'm probably going to embellish this just a little bit. I think this must be where I left off, kind of. Well, maybe not. You know, and this is one of those, oh my goodness, my words left me. Ruffles. This is one of those paper ruffles that I made. Looks really, really nice on there. I'm probably going to add just a little something to that. I'm not sure. You know, I'm going to flip through this, you know, probably several times to see what I need to add. I don't want to frill it up. I don't want to lace it up. Here's some pieces that kind of fell out when I was moving stuff around. So, you know, they may go in here. I have my little basket here of little goodies that I can still embellish with, that, you know, we picked out to start with. But that's kind of, and of course these pieces are just paper clipped, because this is where I kind of thought I might want them. I did glue those boots down with some of the thread that I had left over from when I sewed the journal. So I will, you know, go ahead and probably glue these in off camera, you know, just for time's sake, and so y'all don't have to watch that process. I don't want to bore you to death. But I do want to get our cover, you know, going. So I will work on this today, getting it to a more complete state, so that I'm ready for my cover to go on it. And of course, you know, you can do your cover at any time. I mean, these don't have to be finished for your cover to be finished. So don't think that they do. So this, I'm really excited about. We're going to finish this up this week. We are going to work on our other ring-bound journal this week, and you can see how thick this is getting. Now, If I want to, I can add the bigger rings to it, and that won't make it look so chunky. And so we will probably try that tomorrow to see if we like that look better. I think we probably will. You know, we don't mind chunky, but if you're going to still be adding, you know, pictures or other papers to it as you go, you know, you do want to leave some room for it to get chunky later on when you add things. Of course, taking some of these paper clips out is going to make a difference. Paper clips, you know, take up more space. So that's kind of where we are for today. So get your papers wet and scrunched up and looking nice. And if you need to, you can scrunch them up again. You know, if you don't get a good enough scrunch, you can, you know, absolutely scrunch them up again and open them back up, and, you know, you'll get, you know, more scrunchies. So just go for the look that you think looks most like leather. And so I hope to show you two different techniques tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get some more paper and get the inside ready, or we may end up having to use these for the inside depending on how, you know, this cuts out. All right, so that's going to be it for today on this journal. So finish up your little pieces in your journal if you can, and get your covers ready to go. And like I said, you're going to need 4 of these if you're going to do the inside with the same leather look. If you're just going to do the outside, then you only need the 2 pieces. And then whatever paper that you're going to cover the inside with. So, you know, that's all on, you know, your choice, whatever, you know, like I always tell you, do you. You know, there's no mistakes. This is, you know, it's your journal. It's your decisions. You know, and do it like you would like to have it. Don't do it like somebody else, or to, you know, have it like somebody else's. Do it like you would like to have it. Because I assure you, if you like it, somebody else is going to like it too. And most of the time, even if you don't like it, somebody else is still going to like it. We all have different styles and different tastes, and, you know, things change over time. You may make something that you absolutely love right now, and a few years down the road, you might think, God, I don't like that at all. And then, you know, years after that, you think, gosh, you know what? That really is a nice journal. So, you know, we go through different stages. So don't get discouraged if you just don't like something right now. Chances are you will like it later. We have plenty of paper and glue, and we have scissors, and we have, you know, our fingers, and, you know, we've got all kind of supplies that we can alter the looks of stuff with if we just absolutely hate it. But remember, if you absolutely hate something, you probably aren't going to like it later, and you're probably not going to be satisfied with what you're making. So if you're at a point where you've got something that you absolutely hate, go ahead and change it. You know, if you, you know, can't make it work, trash it and get another piece of paper. It's just paper, you know, it's just paper. Just don't stress out about anything. You know, have fun. If you quit having fun, then this becomes a chore and a job, and that's not what we're doing. You know, this is our happy place. This is where we relax and we let our creativity flow. So that's what you need to do. Don't get bogged down into perfection. Give yourself plenty of grace to make mistakes, to fix mistakes. You know, there are no such thing as unfixable mistakes. You know, we have plenty of things to fix mistakes with. You know, we have images, we have other papers, we have just tons and tons of stuff. So, you know, paints, you know, we can cover something up with paint. We got inks, you know, all kind of things. So, don't get discouraged. Just keep going. Ask questions. You know, we can help each other to, you know, overcome any kind of little situations that we absolutely hate or don't like, or, you know, would think might need to be changed. You know, and that's what we're here for, is to support each other and to help each other and to learn and grow from each other. And I am so excited to have all my new subscribers on board. I kind of want to tell you what we're doing. We are working on actually we're working on 2 ring-bound journals, and I'm in the process of honoring Kerr. If y'all don't know who she is, you need to go over and check out her channel. She is so amazing. I've said from the very beginning, when I think of Kerr, the perfect description in my mind is simple elegance. Her work is so elegant, and she is so, you know, she does it so simply. And you know, I'm trying to remember to stay simple instead of just overdoing it. But I'm using her kits. This one is what I'm calling the masculine kit, and I apologize, I can't remember the name of it, but I will link it in the description below. And the and her Etsy, where you can get this kit if you're interested. The other one is another kit that is going to be very, very feminine. But you know, we're gonna try to finish this one up, and this is gonna have a faux leather cover on it. The other one, I'm going to do a fabric cover, I think, with lots of lace, and it is going to be really, really feminine. So thank you to all my new subscribers, to the ones that have been with me. Thank you for sticking with me. You know, I'm still, you know, dealing with a lot of things. I got a call from a friend today that his mother just passed away. So, you know, it's been sad times here for the last week or so. You know, but I've made up my mind that I'm getting back to a happy place, that I can't let the depression kind of, you know, take over. So thank you all. Thank you all. You all mean so much to me. I appreciate each and every one of you so very much. I'm open to suggestions all the time. You know, please, you know, give me a like, you know, hit that thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please consider hitting the subscribe button. And if you are a subscriber, be sure to, you know, hit that little notification bell to be notified every time I upload a video. And please send your friends over. We're in the process of doing a race to 1,000 subscribers. And I'm going to be later on today making a video with the update on that. We have several people that are interested in participating in that. And I challenged 2 wonderful ladies to meet a challenge by the end of the month, and they are so close to meeting it. So they've accepted my challenge, and they've challenged me. So I'm going to tell you all about that later in another video. But, you know, for now, we're working on our masculine journal and honoring G. Kerr. But I wanted to let the new people know what we're doing. You know, this is a G. Kerr kit. I've used G. Kerr's techniques in the series of honoring her. So, you know, please, you know, go back and watch those videos. Please go over and check out G's channel. She is an amazing artist. And so that's where we are with this one. So tomorrow we're going to do our covers. And then probably after that, we'll move on to our feminine journal. And then at some point, I'll try to do a final flip through of this. I still haven't done a final flip through of the one we did before because I'm still not finished with it. I've just been going from thing to thing. And then, you know, of course, with the tragedy in my family. So anyway, I'm going to be, you know, finishing this up. And then I have, you know, several other things that I'm working on. So I'm really excited. I'm glad to be getting back in the swing of things. Be patient with me because, like I said, I'm still dealing with a lot. We still don't have my nephew's remains home yet. And the funeral is scheduled to be this weekend. So, you know, we still have several rough days ahead. So please bear with me as we deal with this. And I love each and every one of you. I thank you so much. And please stick with me. I'm thankful for each and every one. Y'all have literally gotten me through this rough time. It's hard to grieve when you're alone. It's hard to deal with a lot of things when you're alone. And, of course, the COVID has not helped that situation any. And the YouTube community has been so loving and so supportive. And your prayers have literally carried me through. And I just thank each of you for being here, for loving on me. And, you know, all the sweet comments. You know, just thank you. Okay, y'all, I will see you tomorrow for this. Later on, like I said, I'm going to post another video on our Race to 1,000 Subscribers challenge that you know, people are going to join. So it's really exciting. Okay, y'all, have a great day. Blessings and hugs to everybody. And I will see you later. Bye.